Hello, hello. Please welcome Nicole Rodenburg and Colin Froeber.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Hi. Hello.
So we are going to chat up here for a bit, and then I will open it up to you all for questions. Did you meet in high school, is that right?
Yes.
Well, actually, we met in middle school.
Middle school, my
Yeah,
bad.
the formative years of middle school.
At what point did GLOB Lessons as an idea or as a potential script writing collaboration come about in your friendship?
Oh, dear. Very late in life.
Yeah. That's a great question. We did meet in high school. We did meet in a high school drama class taught by our dear friend, Mrs. Gwen Stark. I'm going to give the whole spiel, so get ready. Okay, no, you're going to steal it?
No, start, Colin, with when we started writing the script.
When we started writing the script, I took my first professional acting job was a tour very much like the ones our characters are doing in GLOB Lessons, where I was paired with one other person, and we literally got in a minivan and drove across many, many states performing for many, many children in schools and libraries. And yeah, and very funny and strange things happened while I was on the road, and I would talk to Nicole and say, these things keep happening, they're so funny.
Oh, am I carrying on? And yeah, they really amused me, and I was also really fascinated by the fact that he was trapped with like a random woman in a minivan and just like staying in motel rooms with her. And at that point in my life, I really was just really occupied with intimacy and how to have honest relationships with people when you haven't necessarily been taught how. And so it seemed like a good vehicle, pun intended, for that. And also we are from North Dakota, and I think we both share a desire to put what our home state onto the screen, because things that take place in Fargo or in North Dakota aren't actually shot there. And also, yeah, when we moved to New York, we sort of realized, like, oh, we come from like an actual culture that we always kind of thought we were American, just like Americans. And then we were like, oh no, there's something about the place we're from. So all those things came together, and that was like what started many years ago in like 2013. Yeah. It took us a while.
And when you were on set together, did you stick to the script, or was there a lot of improv?
No, we we stuck very closely to the script.
Yeah, we're pretty word perfect in a way. Like, we take ourselves very seriously.
We really respected the
we really respect the literature.
Good. No, great.
We're just not improvers, as you can tell right now.
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you.
Nicole, this is just for you. Correct me if I'm missing a role. Producer, director, writer, actor, editor.
And puppeteer.
Oh, well, I did miss one.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, you've got it.
Would you do that again?
No, but maybe. I don't know. It's a common. I mean, I did it out of necessity, right? And everything except for the acting was something I had never done before. So it was a lot of learning on the job. And yeah, I think there's things that I would like to have more people around me. Yeah.
Wasn't it 6 people on set?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
6-person crew, which is
including
crazy.
us.
Including us.
So just like 4 other people plus us in a van.
Well, I'm sure that led to like a more connected set, and I'm sure there was a lot of camaraderie there, or not.
That sounds beautiful. Yes,
Aw.
let's go with that. Yeah. But we did have 40 locations in a 17-day shoot, which was pretty wild. Yeah. You can clap for that one if you want.
No one was clapping for me on set, if you're wondering. That didn't lead to a lot of camaraderie. That led to me having to take responsibility for what I had done to everybody. But no, everyone was great. It was lovely. We worked with wonderful people, and it was definitely a let's put on the show sort of thing, which we hoped would translate on screen. And I think we were right. I mean, we weren't trying to make The Godfather. I wouldn't try to like make The Godfather that way.
Last question before I open it up. One of my favorite parts about this film is that it's very distinctly Midwest and that you have an extreme sense of place. Like I'd never been to those locations, but I recognize the lighting, the ceilings, the bars, the hallways, much like Ohio actually. Was that really important for you in writing and even the production design, all of that?
Oh, totally. I can get really abstract with it and say like one of my, I think, primary fascinations is just the psychology of landscape and how it like affects our inner worlds. And then just in an external way, we just spent more time on location than anything. We went back to North Dakota, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 times over the course of like a spring and summer. We probably spent a total of like 9 weeks there leading up to the shoot in the winter. I was doing plays. We were trying to like shoehorn it in. And, but we drove thousands of miles and I had made some like Google Maps of things I found on TripAdvisor, but we would just drive and drive and drive, and then we would see something, we'd stop in, or if we were exhausted, we'd stop in somewhere. Like the bar where he performs the lip sync, like that was a place we just discovered. But yeah, that's why the shoot was so arduous, because I really got in my head that like it needed to be this elementary school and that motel room. And I think it was worth it.
I do think it was worth it. I think it looks great. You can't fake that kind of thing, you know? I think people ask us if if we built sets, and it's like, no, we just stumbled across all these amazing motel rooms in particular. We would just open the door and it's like, oh, perfect, yes, that. It's 500 miles away from where we want to be, but we need to use it because it looks like that. So yeah, it was worth it.
I think we think so too.
Thanks.
Audience members, there's folks in red coats with mics, so raise your hand. And we have a lot of questions. I don't know who to pick. Middle, maybe? I don't know.
Am I the middle
of the road? You don't know how it works, but I just got here. Does it work when I talk in it?
Yeah.
All right.
Loud and clear.
Hey, congratulations. I know you did this on a very tight budget. So I'm curious if there were things that cost a lot more than you wanted them to, and things that took more time than you wanted it to, and how the hell do you license music with such a wee budget?
Well, if you want to talk about music, you can meet us in the bar and we'll start crying and we can have a longer conversation about it. Licensing music's really difficult, and obviously we wrote a lip sync into the film, which meant that we had to clear it before we shot. But we've only cleared the music for festivals, and so we haven't cleared it yet because we just don't have any money for distribution or whatever comes next. But leading up to, we both had films that premiered at Tribeca this past summer, and so leading up.
This is not about me.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, if you haven't seen his film Poser, it's amazing. But anyway. But leading up to it, like a week before, they actually pulled the rights to that song, and we like lost our minds. We just cried for a whole day. And then we sent it to Edwin McCain's lawyer, and he gave it to Edwin McCain, who sings I'll Be. And then they said, okay. So that's really hard. Music, like, I'll never do that again. That was a lesson learned. And then as far as everything else, what cost a lot, the puppet. The puppet got paid better than anybody. I don't know. The puppet was expensive.
I will say that on the flip side, we were really lucky to have such a great community of people around us that like really helped us out. We pulled in a lot of favors to get this in the can, and that was really exciting that we were able, and that was really important to us to go home to North Dakota and call in some favors and get people to help us with love and things for free.
And also there's a lot of motel rooms in North Dakota that only cost $50 a night if you're looking to stay somewhere, so that's helpful. But yeah, like the woman who did our show costumes did our costumes for us when we were in plays in high school, you know, so we were just like calling upon people we knew. Most of the actors, except for the guy in the bar with Alan, were all just friends back home. So a lot of things were way less expensive than they should have been.
Next question, right up here.
Hi, you guys were wonderful. What a beautiful movie.
Thank you.
I think the ash spreading scene was very beautiful. I think a lot of people could, relate to that. You spread it at something that was very unique, like the roadside salmon, or there was a rainbow trout. Traveling as much as you guys did, what was the most unique and what was the weirdest roadside attraction or picture that you guys were able to take?
Wow, that's such a good question. Yeah, that's a first one. Well, what you were referencing is the Enchanted Highway, which is this, I don't know, what is it, 75-mile stretch of the world's largest scrap metal sculptures that were built by this man, Gary Greff, from a town in in the middle of nowhere in Regent, North Dakota, who wanted to save his town. He was a school principal, so he decided to just start building these sculptures, and he taught himself, and his town hates him for it, which is like such a North Dakotan thing. Like, why'd you have to go and make it weird? But I've been obsessed with those since high school. So like those we knew we were going to. For me, we can each answer this. For me, the weirdest thing that we came across was that there was just a motel that just was perfectly preserved from the 60s. And I had an idea of what we were going to see when we got there, but the motel room sort of blew my mind. You see them when after they've performed their little Robin Hood thing, and they're in this like weird plywood room there's like a painting, and their beds are in weird locations, like that's one of them. And there's a scene where you look through my suitcase, like that's another. They looked like movie sets, and so that sort of blew my mind that this family has owned and operated this motel this entire time, and they haven't changed a thing. So I think that was, for me, the weirdest. Do you have a weirdest?
Not necessarily the weirdest, but I love that big buffalo. It's so great. It's huge. It's so weird.
It's the world's largest.
It's true. Oh yeah, Guinness Book of World Records. It's a big ass buffalo. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Next question in the back. Farthest back.
Run like the wind. Thank you.
Hello. My question is actually about music. I know you mentioned that you might cry, but I'll Be is such a distinct, early 2000s, late 90s, cry in your bedroom about an unrequited crush. So I was wondering if that was written into the script, or if that was something that just came about because of rights and licensing.
Oh no, it was written into the script, from jump. I think we went through a period where we were listening to every song on the Now That's What I Call Music compilations, trying to see what would hit us in the heart. And somehow we got to that, and once we heard that, I've always loved that song. We were like, yes, that's it. Because it strikes exactly the tone that we hope the movie has as well, which you start out kind of being like, but it has such a sincerity to it that eventually you're kind of swept up by it. And yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to write a song like that. It must be so cool.
Oh, yeah, you're set for life. Great question.
Great question, thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, you right here.
Seriously, that was a fantastic film. Back here just cracking up the entire time, and it was so touching. So thank you for sharing that with us. As someone who is on stage quite often, do you find that the character you portrayed on the movie was real to who you are as a person, or did you separate yourself pretty far from your character?
Yeah, I'll start. Alan is actually quite different from me, I think, in person. I tend to be more of a good time gal, and Alan is a tight ass. So, but he gets there, right? Like he eventually like, you know, takes the stick out of his ass, and oh, that's gross. I'm sorry I said that. He moves from being uptight to being more loose, and that was like a really fun thing to play because I live on the loose end of things. So yeah, that was really exciting to play that and to play that off of Nicole. It was really great.
Yeah, I mean, Colin, I made him go get a haircut at Cost Cutters and like, yeah, sourcing your wardrobe. Yeah, it was fun as a director with Colin because he is such a clown to like put that lid on it and then it kind of like through, and I thought it created a cool tension. Yeah, you're not like that. I think I'm more like that. That part of Ellen, I think, comes from me. And then, am I like Jesse? I'm not, yeah, I mean, in certain ways, but I'm probably not as much fun. No, I relate to both of them a lot, and I feel like both of them are me. I don't know if you feel that way too.
Of course, they're right in me, both of them. I don't think we could write. I don't know if it's, yeah, it's like having two little children out in the world that are, I think, equal parts of both of us, weirdly enough, yeah.
It did make it as a director, like going back and forth in and out of character, like trying not to be as brusque or be a little bit more gentle than Jesse is with my cast and crew.
Anyone else? Over here.
Amazing movie. Just one question. What song were they gonna sing karaoke to?
Oh my God, you know that we had to like fake it out, huh? You could tell. Yeah, okay, so we really wanted to sing Islands in the Stream really badly and messed up the lyrics because it's also the same song as Ghetto Superstar, which was how we came to that song, and we had a whole thing, but...
Was that you were going to sing the...
Oh yeah, and then we were going to sing the wrong parts. It was a whole shebang. Yeah, but eventually we gave up the ghost, and we're like, no.
Director's cut.
Anyone else? If I can't see you, I'm sorry. Well, with that, thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. You were a great audience.
Thank you all. Amazing film.